I would like to share with you a brief thought I had during the bdikat chametz, the checking for the chametz. This is really the beginning of our journey into Pesach, and it is actually the first teaching of the Mishnah about Pesach. We are told in the first Mishnah in Tractate Psachim that you should know Orla Arba Asar on the eve of the 14th of Nisan. You go ahead and do the Bdikat Chametz. And we are told that any location where there is a possibility a person might bring Chametz into, you check. Now, the Mishnah, when it wants to share with us the first example of a situation where there is a location where there might be Chametz, we are told that you should know if you have a martef, and the martef has shurot. Shurot is but the martef was a wine cellar, and the wine cellar had these rows of barrels of wine. So the Mishnah shares with us a dispute between Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, a dispute between the school of Shammai and the school of Hillel, where there's a requirement to check in this cellar that has barrels of wine. Where Bet Shammai tells us you check the 2 rows over the front of the whole cellar, and Bet Hillel tells us only the 2 outer rows, which are the ones on the top. Fine. So the first teaching that relates to checking a location for chametz talks about shurot, rows of barrels of wine. And my question is, what does that symbolize? What's the message there? You know, when you are checking for chametz, tradition teaches us that yes, you are looking for something tangible, something that you shouldn't have during Pesach, but it also relates to our own journey, that chametz symbolizes a flaw. And we have to seek out and get rid of those flaws, because the Jewish life is a life of improvement, of becoming better, and getting rid of those areas that are problematic. And that's what we are seeking, right? We are seeking the chametz, which the rabbis compare it to the evil inclination, to the Yetzer Hara. Sometimes we view everything as if we are in complete control of it. You know, I could go ahead and make my schedule. I could plan my future travel and where I am going and what I am purchasing. And everything seems in order. And there's a problem there. When a person feels that I am in charge of everything, I could schedule the future, I have control, complete control of your future, I might forget about the higher being that's in control. So the first Mishnah tells us that you should know you are seeking that chametz, that flaw, right, that needs improvement. Where do you seek out your chametz? In the area where there are shurot, relates to the word yashar, rows, where everything's in order. Go to that area where everything's in order, where you think you are in complete control of your life and of the future, and realize that it's not so. There's one above who is in control. I thought about it tonight because this is such a unique Pesach, right? We have no idea what the future is planning for us. We always live a life by planning, by knowing, having everything set, finding what we need, and everything changed this Pesach. Our shurot, indeed, are ones where we are finding our chametz. But there's something very encouraging, because when we realize we're not in charge, we recognize that there is a one above who is in charge. And we are in good hands when we recognize that there's a creator. And he is one who is concerned for the welfare of humanity, and even more so the people of Israel. Lo yanum velo ishan shomer Israel. And that should be what uplifts us during the challenging times. There is one in charge. That yes, our personal shurot and orders are no longer there, but there is one above who indeed has a plan. There is one above who has promised us that there's a better future waiting for Klal Yisrael. That should be encouraging. And that's how we should be entering our Pesach. It's a hard time for many, and the challenges are there. People mention that it's easy this year to say Chag, Kasher, but it's difficult to say Sameach. It is hard. But let's do our part. Let's do our part with faith that we're going to one day have the opportunity to contrast this Pesach to much better ones. The children were circulating, and they showed me that on the internet, they noted that in 100 years from now, there's going to be a minhag that on Erev Pesach, when you purchase food for Pesach, you wear a mask. And the child is going to ask the mother, why are we wearing a mask when you purchase food for Pesach? And the mother answers, oh, that's how my mother did it and my grandmother did it. And obviously, this cute message is making a little bit of a joke of some minhagim that perhaps start off by something random. Fact is, there's going to be, Be'ezrat Hashem, a better future. And with faith and with commitment, we're going to get over these challenges. Let's continue taking care of ourselves, being mindful of others, picking up the phone when we can to give encouragement to the others. And as a kehillah, we have everyone in mind. We're not going to be together for this Chag, but Be'ezrat Hashem, we daven for times when we will return and truly appreciate the fact that we could interact, truly appreciate that we could be here in a shul, and Be'ezrat Hashem one day, not just here, but in Yerushalayim Habnuya. L'shana ba'a b'Yerushalayim Habnuya, with safety. Chag, Kasher v'Sameach. All the best.